Yo, yo, what's good, fellas? Bootcamp day number one is upon us. Today, I'm going to be just talking to you guys about how I started and how you guys can start your journey to become a pro sports bettor and literally make money by watching sports. Now, it is the toughest industry in the world. I talk about it all the time because 99.9% of people who ever open up a sports book, place a bet, do anything, end up in the red. And that's not by chance, that's not an accident. It's all by design and it's all meant to keep you chasing. When you lose, you want to chase. Let me make sure my mic's working. Hold on. Hello, hello. Yeah, okay, we're good. Just making sure. I don't want to make a 40-minute video or however long this is gonna be and then realize the audio didn't work. So we're good on that. But basically, I'm just gonna go into right now how I started. So basically, I first started around 2016, something like that, 2018. I had just been watching college basketball games, put down some wagers on my parents' account. A lot of people do it. And I had them make it for me. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done that. Unfortunately, don't do it. Just wait till you're 21. It'll be a lot better for you. But it started just, you know, games on TV. I think this team's going to win. $5 there. Boom. Oh, I won my first bet. I did win my first bet. I won my first three. 3-0 to start, which was awesome. And then I lost. And I felt the loss. I wanted that $5 back. Even though I was in the green, I wanted that $5 back because in my head, my balance was $20. But after that loss, it was 15. So my head went to how can I get back to that $20? How can I get back there? You cannot think like that. You cannot think like that. We're going to get into all that a lot later. But my story, how I started. Started just like that. Didn't really do too much, not a big volume, just, here and there, whatever. A few years down the line in high school is when I really started. Me and my boy, we'd be in our little, what was it called? Seminar, I guess. It's like you just have a free hour. It's like a free hour. We'd cook up bets for the night. So that's what we do every single day. And I would always destroy him. I would always be on the right side. I would always be on the right side. Then I started to place parlays, five leggers, six leggers, whatever. I'd go 5-1, lose by a leg, be pissed. 4-1, lose by a leg, be pissed. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Did that for 3-4 months, and I was like, dang. Looking at my bet slips, dang. I've been hitting at a crazy clip, like 60%. And when I'm placing these parlays, they're not minus 200, 300 legs. They're all minus 120 plus money. They're all around there. And I was going 5-1, 4-1 consistently every single day. And after so many losses built up and I was losing a lot of money that I couldn't lose in high school because I wasn't making a lot of money. I was working for my dad. And I was like, dang, if I put these all in straight bets, I would make a ton of money. So I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to have the same process, the same way of going about it, and put them all as straight bets, all the same amount on every single straight bet. So I did that. Same results. But guess what? I still wasn't making money. I still wasn't making money because when I would go 5-1 and the one that would lose, I would chase. I'd go see what was live, put something on the live bets, end up losing those, end up even or down on the day when I should have been up. Now, I bet a ton of you guys have been in that situation before, and it sucks. You're like, dang, I put the work in beforehand, got the right reads, yet I made no money because of myself and my selfish intentions and being greedy. So that had happened for like 2 years, 3 years. I was just doing the same thing. I was winning more than I was losing, but I was getting greedy, so I ended up losing. I always ended up losing. If I placed 100 bets and I went 99-1, I would end up with $0 just because I would try and get way more than I could, way more than I should. It's never enough in this industry. That is why I talk so much about having discipline, controlling your emotions, and building a nice game plan in your head and getting your psychology right. Because it's not just about winning your picks. Like I said, you can go 99 and 1, literally 99 and 1, hit at 99% and end up with $0 just because you're greedy. Probably happens to a lot of you guys every single day in 2025. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. So then it was 2021, 2022. I was still betting a lot every single day, but I was not making any money because I was being greedy. I'd make money, lose money just because I was trying to make more and more and more every day. It was never enough. Then I was playing baseball in high school, was going to go play in college, got hurt right here, collarbone. I don't know if you can see, pops out of place, labrum torn, same thing with this collarbone, all in 3 days. Left shoulder cooked, right shoulder cooked, two torn labrums, dislocated collarbone. Dang. Was gonna go play some college baseball. Then I got injured within 3 days, derailed my whole future. I was like, damn. Well, I was gonna go to school. No reason to go to school now. I was just gonna go to play baseball. So stop with baseball because I couldn't play, couldn't throw. Shoulder still cooked, but it is what it is. And what was after that? Then I went and got a job at Chipotle. God, went and got a job at Chipotle. Drove 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back, would wake up at 6 in the morning, go to a high school field, run and do core, come home, make me 4 eggs, drive 30 minutes there. From 8 to 11, I would listen to Andrew Tate talk while I'm frying chips, while he's calling me a brokey. And I'm like, damn, what am I doing? I worked there for 6 months. I worked pretty much every single day. There was a time I worked 15 days straight, 8 hours every single day. It was not fun, but I had to do it. And I just got to a point where I was pissed. I was like, I can't keep doing this. There's no point in me doing this to make $14.85 an hour when I was still betting and losing that money literally because I was just greedy. Literally just because I was greedy. Was having great picks still, but I was greedy. It sucks, dude. It sucked. Yeah. So then I quit Chipotle, had like $1,500, lost that, and I was like, shoot. So then I went on one of those bookie sites. I don't know if I haven't even told this part. Most of the time I try not to tell this part. But I went on one of those bookies, like a physical person bookie. It was like a 1,500 limit, gone. So I lost the 1,500 that I made from Chipotle that I had left. And I had to owe a guy $1,500 and I didn't have a job. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to DoorDash. I DoorDash the whole summer, every single day. But what was I doing with the DoorDash money? Putting it into the books, doing the same thing. There'd be days that I would take $100 I made on DoorDash, turn it into 1,000, then try and turn the 1,000 into 2,000, end up with $0. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's what I was feeling. Yeah. So cleared that up. I went work for my uncle, and that was horrible as well. And me and my brother, we were betting on NFL games, and we saw this guy hammering Hank. I'm sure all of you know who that is. Hammering Hank. We bought his dub club, his VIP picks, and it was horrible. It was the worst thing ever. Losing money every single day. For the most part, he'd have some winning days. He'd have some good picks sometimes. Credit where it's due. But I'd be losing money. And I was like, dang, I just paid this guy $50 for him to lose me money. I'm better than this guy. I can bring better results than this guy. And that's when it started. That's when everything started. That's when I started taking this seriously. That's when I said, okay, let's think like the sports books. How would the sports books want me to act as the customer for them? How would they want me to donate to them? So I said, okay, number one, they'd want me to place parlays every day. Number two, they would want me when I have a loss to chase that loss. Number three, it would never be enough. Even if I would make money, I would go find a live bet and place more. That's how the sports books want you to think. They want you to think like it's never enough and that you have to just keep going until you can't. So I said, okay, that's how they want me to think. So how can I tailor a game plan to literally be the opposite of that? And that's exactly what I did. Number one, you got to start it with a bankroll system. Number two, you have to have a set amount on every single pick that you touch. Number three, you can't chase your losses. Number four, if you have 4 picks in a day, you place 4 picks, you delete your apps, and you go on with your day. That simple. That simple. So I tailored that game plan. Years went by where I kept tailoring my plan, kept changing the way I did things. There'd be times where I'd have 30 bets in a day. So this is exactly how the results would look. Literally, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, even lower low, even higher high, lower low. So it was like emotional roller coaster we were going on every single day. So I said, okay, how can I make this simple? First of all, your return on investment is horrible if you're placing 30 bets a day. If you go 17 and 13, you might make 8 units, but your return on investment is garbage. Boom, cut the volume out. We need to go with high value picks. High value picks. Okay. I also skipped the part where in 2022, I started, not 2022, 2021, I started developing my AI system to literally take my emotions out of it. Because I'm a Detroit fan. So most of the time, I'm going to like the Detroit teams. I can't have a bias. I can't have a bias. I need to go into the market unbiased. Okay. So then I started thinking, okay, to make money from the sports books, we need to understand how the sports books actually make their money. And are they even at an advantage? And they're not. The sports books are not at an advantage at all. They have a massive liability on their hands every single day. The only reason they have an advantage over us is because they can make minus 110, minus 110. They have a 10% juice on both sides. That's how they make their money. But it's up to us to determine which bets we take on a daily basis. There's hundreds of games every single day. It's up to us to pick 3 to 4, maybe 5 every single day that we find value in. That's what I made my goal. I made my goal finding value on the games that had value. Not touching games just because it was the big game of the day. No. Finding value based off pure value, pure statistics, pure everything. And the results showed themselves. We were averaging 50 units a month. 50 units a month. 50 units a month. Takes us to where we're at right now. Pull up some results real quick. One sec. First of all, today, plus 5.8 units. Yesterday, 4-0, plus 8 units. And we'll go all time since we started, plus 68.03 units. Okay. 56% win rate. 56% win rate. Let's talk about that. 56%. What does that mean? That means you're losing 44% of the time. 44% of the time, you're going to lose. Yet in 32 days, we've made 68 units. If you bet $100 a unit, you would make $6,800, $6,803 in 32 days by tailing my picks. By tailing my picks. Even if you bet $10 a unit, you're up over $680 in 32 days. 32 days. Okay? So when you join VIP, you are greeted with a VIP rules channel that literally shows you everything you need to be successful. Because you can place my picks every day, but not follow a bankroll structure and lose. We can go 3-1. You can put all your money on that one pick that lost and lose all your money for the day. You can't do that. And that's how it was at the start for me. I kept doing that. And it's hard to not do that because you're playing with money. We are all emotionally attached to money. So we all want more, more, more. You need to take it slow. If you take it slow and you don't think, how can I make this today? But how can I make this in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year? You're going to be a lot more successful because you're not going to beat yourself up over those losses every single day. You might have 7 days a week. Okay, there's going to be 7 days in a week. You might go 4 winning days, 3 losing days, but make 10 units of profit because your losing days are small and your winning days are big. So it's all about capitalizing on the winning days and minimizing the losses on the losing days. Okay, so we're gonna get into how you guys should actually start. Okay, because I was starting small, $50, $100, not much. Really, all you need to start is $500. $500, you're not going to make that much. Last month with me, you would have doubled your money, which is still good, but you're not making money that is substantially enough for you to quit your job or anything like that. And I don't recommend any of you guys do that until you really have enough money to go and buy a business or, you know, get other things that will make you money. I don't recommend you quit your job until you have that. You can also be doing this while you have a job because let's say you work 9 to 5, games really don't start till 7, you know? So how would I start? If you have $500, take $250, put it into an account. No, not even that. Get to $1,000, take half of that, put it into an account, do 2% per unit, do every pick 2 units, do 3 to 5 picks a day on weekdays, and 5 to 8, 5 to 9, something like that on weekends. But you also need to understand you need something to back your picks. It can't be solely off of, this team beat this other team the other day. I think it's a great pick. It can't be like that. Can't be like that. And if you are thinking like that, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. The sports books can't get all of their lines correct every single day. They have too many games to touch. They're not always going to get it correct. So that's where my AI system comes into play. My AI system literally tells me the win percentage probability along with why. This team's injured. This team plays at a higher pace. This team struggles against teams that play at a higher pace. This team is a really good defensive team. The other team can't shoot the ball, for example. Okay. I have another example for you. The other day, Sunday, the Jaguars. This is the highest percentage value I've ever seen. We had something close to that again today. 78% cover probability first half, plus 2.5. I was like, that's crazy value. We need to take advantage of it. So then we also took, what the heck? Here we go. Yep. We also took, why is this looking so weird? Yeah. We also took the full game spread and the money line, all 3-1. It was crazy value. It was crazy value. We took advantage of it because number one, Denver was overrated. Their offense isn't that good. Yes, they have a legit defense, but the Jaguars are very sneaky. The Jaguars had a horrible record last year. They have been undervalued by the books all year. I knew that going into it. I knew the Broncos offense wasn't going to be able to put up crazy numbers like they normally do against a solid Jaguars defense. And my AI loved it. It was a no-brainer. Everything clicked. Along with that, the public was hammering Denver. That's another thing. If you are starting and you're making your own picks, if you ever see a team you love have 80+% of the money on them, don't touch the bet. More often than not, that pick will lose. More often than not, and it's not even close. Get some water here. That is something that is huge because number one, most people lose. So if you see a lot of people on one side and you love that side, it's a better bet for you to not place a bet than for you to place that bet. Okay. That also gets into our sports rigged. I have a whole video planned for that day, whole boot camp video. So we're not going to get too much into that now. But let's say they are, if there's 80 plus percentage of the money on a team and the sports are rigged, why would you touch it? You're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Your team's at a disadvantage. You're putting your money on a bad bet. Plain and simple. Okay. So if I were to start from scratch, this is exactly what I would do. And I had $1,000 to my name. Put $500 into an account. Put $20 on every single pick. Dude, yet like I said, 3 to 5 picks a day, 5 to 8 on weekends, and that's it. Don't place live bets on random tennis games. Don't place live bets on random games that are down the stretch. There's no point in that. Now there is a point in time for live bets, but you need to predetermine that before the day. You need to predetermine your live bets. At the start of your day, when you're making your picks, when you're doing that, you need to say, this team is minus 250. If they go down early, I am confident to put money on them if I can get them at a certain price. Okay? This is where discipline is involved. You might see that team fall down early and they go down to minus 150 and you love them. But you said you were only taking them at minus 110. 40 cents, you shouldn't touch it. Still 40 cents. Don't touch it until it hits that mark. When it hits that mark, it's worth it. Okay? Another thing, only place minus 120s, plus 100s, max minus 135. Max you should ever go. Max minus 140. And that's rare. And that's rare. I'm going to show you guys my full list right now. Okay, pay attention to right here. Tell me how many minus 140s you see. I don't know if this is backwards on your end, but if it is, I'm sorry. Okay. Do you see any? I haven't seen a single one. I'll literally just read them to you. Plus 125, minus 105, plus 112, minus 130, minus 106, minus 110, minus 112, plus 170, minus 105, minus 115, minus 105, minus 115, minus 108, plus 146. Hit one. Okay, you can kind of see it. We'll just do this. Yep. You can pause it if you want. You don't even see a single minus 140. I don't think I've touched a single minus 140. They're all even. You need to stick to that, okay? Because I see so many cappers. I'm 60 and 20. I'm 60 and 20. Then I see their play of the day as a minus 800 team. Not the spread, the money line. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let me tell you why we do that. So if you take a minus 140 bet, also I need to tell you this. When you are placing your bets, when it's a minus money pick, you're going to do to win 2 units. So let's say it's minus 110, you're placing 2.2 units to win 2 units. If it's plus money, you are risking 2 units to make whatever it is. So if it's plus 110, you're risking 2 units to make 2.2 units. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so if you're taking a minus 140 bet, that means you're risking 2.8 units to make 2 units. That's a bad investment over time. Yes, the minus 140 teams are supposed to win more often than they lose, but why even do that to yourself? There's better value on spreads. There's better values on totals. There's better values on pick'em games. Minus 110, minus 115, minus 120. You should never take consistent minus 140s, minus 150s, because you are lowering your gap of error. You're lowering it like crazy. For you to have a successful day, successful month, you now need to hit, let's just say you're doing minus 150s, you now need to hit at 66%, and you're not even guaranteed money. You're not even guaranteed money. You might be breaking even hitting at 66% if you only touch minus 150s. Something like that. Something like that. Only stick to minus 110s, minus 115s, minus 120s. That's what I've done. That's where my results. That's where my results are. But I'm also going to show you guys. I'll just pull up the freaking Discord. We'll screen share real quick. Allow me a moment, please. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Cancel. There we go. Hang on, mates. No. No. Oh. No. Dude, why did they change this? Share entire screen? I guess, whatever. You guys see? Give me a sec. I used to be so good at this. I don't know what happened. Dog. Entire screen or a window. Share window. Show all windows? Dude. All right, let me make a new tab. Nope, that's not good. Gonna have to edit that out. Rev. Cancel, whatever. All right, well, that's a failed. That's failed. We're trying one more time. Because they changed it, dude. They gotta fix their shit. Maybe that's good now? I don't know. Whatever. Forget it. Forget it. Hey, hold on. We're back. We are back. Do a little half and half action. There we go. I don't have my other screen out right now, so this should, yep, okay, you guys should be able to see it, right? We'll do this. Yeah, we'll make it big. Oh, yeah. All right. What was I going to show you now? Oh, here we go. Monthly results. VIP monthly results. Here we go. As you can see here, consistency, consistency, consistency. Okay. It's not what I meant to show you right here. Again, just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. This was today. Beautiful day. We're just going to click on a bunch of these real quick. As you can see, you don't see anything crazy. You don't see anything crazy. Minus 130. Dude, the Canes are up 3-0 in this game. Still hurts me. We've lost the plot a little bit here. We'll get back on track in a sec. All right. So basically, what we're going to get into now is how to handle a losing streak when you are starting off. We're going to have another whole video on this. But as you can see right here and right here, this was a disgusting week. We lost 11 units. 11 units. And this was the last 7 days. Before these last 2 days, we lost 11 units. Told all my VIP members, hey, relax. We had a losing week for the first time this month, yet we made 56 units of profit. We were up 67 units of profit in a single month. Yet we had a losing week and we're still 56 units. We only won 18 out of 30 days, but made 56 units of profit. So if you truly believe you have what it takes to become a pro sports bettor, You need to be able to take a week like this up the yeah. Okay. You also need to be able to handle 4 straight losing days and then have a -7 unit day and then make it all back and some in 5 straight days. Make it all back and some because that's what you do. Because that's what you do, right? Again, we lost 11 units from December 14th to December 21st. But yet, these last 2 days, we made 6 units today and we made 8 units yesterday, which means now we're at 14 units, which means that whole losing week was just thrown away because of 2 great days. 2 great days. And what you also need to understand is that sometimes the opposite is going to happen to you. A beautiful week is going to be thrown into the garbage because of one bad day, maybe 2 bad days. But that's where it all comes down to staying consistent within your plan, understanding the amount of bets you should take every single day. Every single day. If you can control up here, you can control what goes on the sports books. Okay. Now, before you actually go and make the leap to become a profitable sports bettor, you need to understand that I was not profitable for 4 plus years. 4 plus years. And now I don't care if I make 10K, if I lose 10K, it's all the same thing. All the same thing because I don't care anymore. I lost $50. I used to freak out. But I fixed everything. I fixed what was going on up here. I understood the long term vision, and I want to show you guys this. In the last 32 days, well, let's just say somebody, I don't know who this guy is, but let's say somebody, again, I don't know who this guy is. That's $1,250 per pick. Bro. Times 68 units in 32 days. Why is that the case? Because I don't care if I have a losing streak. I understand I'm going to make money at the end of the year, at the end of 3 months, at the end of 6 months, and at the end of 9 months. That is all that matters. You only need to win 53% of the time to make money. 53. That's why it's in the book's favor as well. 53%. That is not a lot of, that is not hard. It's only hard when you're placing parlays, when you're doing stupid stuff. Okay. So also parlays. That's the biggest moneymaker for the sports books. Because again, you can have 5 out of 6 great reads, and that one bad read is going to cost you your wager. It is what it is. But you need to understand, if you want to be successful in the long run, you need to throw your old habits in the trash. You love placing parlays? Well, you're not profitable. Throw them in the garbage. It's going to suck because you're going to have a 4-0 day like I did and say, dang, I would have made like 30 bands if I just parlayed it and put this much on it. Who cares? You're not you're not having fun with the parlay. You're having fun placing it and looking at how much you could make. But what if instead of that, you said, I could make this in a week by just straight betting instead of trying to make it off of one wager? Because the math and the statistics for placing parlays and making money off them are, oh my goodness, not in your favor. So let's say at the start of placing one leg, just one straight bet, you have a 50% chance to win. And then you place the second leg, you have like a 25% chance. Then you place another 12%. Then you place another 6%. I know it's not actually like that, percentage wise, but you get what I'm saying. Your odds just get lower and lower and lower. and you might have to go 1 in 5 to make money, but you're losing 4 out of 5 times, or no, 1 out of 5 to break even. There's no point in that. I'd rather go 1 in 1, break even, lose $0, than go one leg made, one leg lost, $0 made minus however much you put on it. So that's really the big problem when it comes to this stuff. That is the biggest problem, especially the same game parlays, dude. If you try and put a plus 200 and a minus 115 together on a normal 2 leg parlay, you're getting like plus 450 odds. If you do it in the same game, you're getting like plus 260 odds. You're telling me you're only getting another plus 50 if you add another leg in the same game? That's minus 115. Play them straight. You're literally play them straight. Play them straight. Now, a lot of you guys want to place the parlays because you don't have a lot of money, and you're thinking, if I can take $20 and flip it to 1,000, I have a bankroll. But guess what? You're not going to do it, and when you do, you're going to already have spent $1,000 trying to make $1,000. And even if that's not the case, when you do make it, you're going to have $1,000 and say, "Whoa, I have 10 tries to hit $100 parlay." Gone. So what you need to do, grab a piece of grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, write down a plan, stick to the plan, and stay consistent. Sports betting is not gambling unless you treat it like it is. I look at going to the casino and playing blackjack as gambling because you truly have no control over the cards you're dealt. Let's talk about that. You have zero control over the cards you're dealt if you were to go sit down at a blackjack table. You can have a 20 and the dealer can have a 6, and the dealer can go, okay, let me flip a 4 over, let me flip a 3 over, let me flip another 3 over, and then let me flip a 5 over. And you're like, you had no control over it. Now, sports betting, you don't have control over the results. You don't have control over what your players are going to do on the team you bet on. But what you do have control of is which bet you take and which game you touch and which button you press. Okay? So now we're going to load up a sports book real quick. We're not going to log in. We're going to do this. We're going to look at a game real quick. College football. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 buttons you can press on this game. No matter if you're right or wrong, 3 of these buttons are going to be correct and pay you out. 3 of these buttons are going to be correct and pay you out. Now it's up to you as a pro sports bettor to determine which one of those buttons is going to pay out. And if you can determine that correctly, 53% of the time, you're going to make money. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's actually that simple. Think about it. It's that simple. Did it click? Click. Did it click? It's that simple. Today's the one day I can't show you that there's 100 games to bet on because it's Christmas Eve and there's one game to bet on. 1-0 last year on Christmas Eve, by the way. I'm that boy. Actually, no, I think we ended up live betting. We were like 3-0. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant right now. But you control what you place. That is why it's not gambling. It's not. It only is if you make it gambling. Like I said, if you go play blackjack, that's gambling. If you determine which team is going to be better, you're just predicting the future, dude. You're just a future predictor. You're an investor in a team for a day. You're an investor in two teams working together to go over a certain amount of points for one day, and then you forget about it. Now, the biggest thing you need to have on your side is a short term memory. You need to have a goldfish memory. You need to have a goldfish memory. If you go 0 and 4 today, it didn't happen, whatever. You need to have a goldfish memory. If you go 4 and 0 today, awesome. Doesn't mean I can go blow the money I just made. Short term memory resets at the end of every day. And then it becomes easy. And then if you're making 50 units a month, which is improbable for majority of the people, but I can confidently sit here in my room telling you guys I do this, it becomes easy. And it's like, what would you rather have happen? What would you rather have happen? You put $500 in and try and flip it to 1,000 in one day and lose it, or put $500 in, make no money for 2 weeks, but then make $500 over the next 2 weeks. So it took you a month to make a $500, but you didn't lose that initial 500. You guys don't ever have to actually lose the money you put in. Even if you just have $100, this is how you build discipline. Take $100, put it into your account, place $1 to $2 bets, and go on with your day. Delete the app you placed the bet on and go on with your day. Genuinely. That's how I did it because I didn't care I was losing $1. So it didn't matter. I wasn't stressing over it. It was just whatever. Oh, I lost $1. $1 can't even buy you anything anymore. Literally, this deck of cards next to me can't even buy you a deck of cards. It might be able to buy you a pencil, but what is that going to do? If you are struggling with being disciplined, do that. Do that for a month. And then you'll say, I went a month. My account's at $150 right now. That means I made 50% of my account over a month. Hmm. Imagine it was $1,000. Imagine it was $100,000. Imagine it was $1 million. Whoa. Then you start thinking, can I actually do this? Was it a lucky month? What was it? You start thinking about all of these things. Then you realize you are the person that can make it happen, and you are the person that can fuck it up. You're the only person to blame. That's why it's the best industry. That's truly why it's the best industry in the planet. Sports betting, day trading, the stock market. You have control. The market's there. The market will always be there. You have control. If you truly think about it like that, it will be hard for you to lose. Truly. And bro, it took me so long to think like that. That is why I started this. I literally started this because I thought of how many other people are in my position that I was in and worse. And it's because you can't control yourself and you're viewing the game wrong. View the game like you should because you have control. You truly have control. You never thought about it like that. It's all clicking. You have hope in your mind. You do now. 100%. I know you're fired up right now. And it's 3:18. It's 3 a.m. I'm making this video. I had a busy day. I had to go get chopped up, dude. Still got to trim up a little bit. But, oh, it'll be better in a few days. Trust, dude. Had to go get a little chop. Had a couple things to do. I was supposed to be in the Bahamas right now. Had some unfortunate things happen. But it's all good. All good. You have the control. If you understand that, it is hard for you to lose. It's going to be hard. And then you're going to think 2 years from now, when you're watching this video, wow, your life's completely different. You don't, your life is waking up in the morning, determining which teams are going to perform for you that day, making money from watching sports and going to sleep and doing it again. There's truly nothing like it. And we also need to do one thing. I did this in the last boot camp and I liked it. You guys liked it too. And you know what? We don't even have to look up a picture because we can just go to the camera roll. We're going to look up a picture of Las Vegas right now. I also sent a crazy message to my Discord the other day, yesterday. This is Las Vegas. This is a city built on losers. A city built on losers. A city, a beautiful city that is built on losers. I keep saying it because there are so many losers in the industry, which means there must be a path and a place for winners. There is so much money for you because of how many people are bad at this. Yes, you're going to get limited by sports books, but there's ways around it. Go into casinos, place cash. Boom. This is way farther from where you guys are right now, so you don't have to worry about that. There's offshore books. There's a million other things you could do. There's prediction markets rolling out. There are so many things that you can do to exploit this market that people can't figure out and haven't figured out for years. And it truly comes down to everything I just told you guys. You have the blueprint. You have the blueprint. All you have to do is put together a plan, put it into action, control your emotions, control what's going on through your ears, and stay disciplined. If you can do that, and you can actually do this without losing your mind, you have an infinite money glitch. But it takes money to make money. That's why you can't go on losing another penny more than you should. Because that penny you lost goes to that building I just showed you. This should hopefully make a lot of sense to you guys. This is pretty much it for Bootcamp day number 1. I appreciate all of you guys watching. If you have any questions, anything like that, send me a DM. And if you guys want to tail my picks because you want to actually make 50 units a month from someone that has literally figured out and cracked the code on a multi-billion-dollar industry that nobody else could, send me a DM that says Bootcamp promo. I will make you a promo that will lock you in for a long period of time for a very cheap price. I do charge a lot for my picks. I do sell my picks because I can make you money. Now let's just go into the numbers before I wrap it up. This is 32 days, 68.03. If you have a $500 bankroll, you made $683 in those 32 days. 1 week of my picks is $53. 1 month is $188. Let's take minus 188. You still made $495. off of a $188 investment into me and your future and your initial $500. So you would have $995 going into, and I'm not using the calculator to do the math, I'm doing it just so you have a visual. Okay, let's just get this out the way. $995 after 1 month. And let's just say you do it again. 995 plus another 500. Then you do it another month, then another month. Then you just keep going. Then at the end of 1 year, you have 5K. Then at the end of 2 years, you have 10K. 3 years, you're putting more into it, you got 20K. 4 years, you put more into it, you have 50K. 5 years, you put even more into it, you have 100 bands. In 5 years off of $500. Then year six, 500 bands. Year seven, 1.5 million. Year eight, 10 million. And it's just compound, 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 compound. It's all just compounding. You need to understand, if you continue with the habits you have, your losses will also compound, 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 compound. And you'll go from minus 1,000 to minus 5,000 to minus 10,000 to minus 30, 50, 100 million. And again, we're going to do this one more time. That is why this city is so beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly up to you to exploit this easy market. Yes, you're going to have bad beats. Yes, you're going to have bad days, weeks, months, etc. But at the end of the year, if you're in the green, you have successfully beat the sports books. Now, all of you should shoot for around 500 units a year. You want to make 50 units a month. It is super hard to do that. I'm one of the only people on the planet that can actually say they do that. You want to shoot for 500 units a year. And yes, that's only with 10 winning months. You're going to have losing months. Two losing months a year is like, that's a great year. It's like, that's fine. 2 losing months, whatever. Anything more than that, you might go down to like 450, 400 units. But still, your winning months are going to be massive. Your losing months are going to be small. It's how it needs to be. And if you follow everything I just said, you're going to be super successful. In this boot camp, I'm not only going to just tell you how to be successful, I'm literally going to show you how to make your picks for free. You're not going to have my AI system. You never will. But I'll get you pretty damn close. And it will all be for free from this boot camp, from you guys taking 53 minutes and 24 seconds out of your life to listen to a story about myself and how I beat a multi-billion-dollar market. And this is just the start. Truly, this is just the start. There's so much more to come. And I'm not somebody that likes to flex their stuff, flex the whips, flex all that, because it brings in the wrong people. The people that are attracted to those things are attracted to quick money because they think, this guy's young. He has a nice car. He must have gotten it quick. How can I get it quick? And then they think parlays, and there's no need for that. There's no need for those people. Stick to what I just said. Write it all down. Rewatch this video. Tomorrow's video will be something. It's going to be about 50, 60 days of boot camp. And then you guys will be able to be pro sports bettors in 60 days. And it took me like 600 days. No, it didn't. It took me like 1,600 days. Think about that. I'm literally teaching you everything I know in 60 days that took me 1,600 days to learn. For free. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, again, DM me about anything, anytime. And I really look forward to changing your guys' life for the better. My boys, stay safe.